Hey, what's up, you guys? Bringing another action figure review to you. And this is a figure I have been highly anticipating. I have been dying for this figure. I have been dying for this figure ever since I saw it announced. I was like, oh my god, I have got to have this figure. So I was definitely fiending like a demon for this figure. And it's finally here. It's finally here. I finally got it. And this is the Marvel Legends Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 and from No Way Home. So that's a complicated matter because it's some kind of licensing issue with Marvel Legends, Hasbro, and I don't know, they couldn't license Alfred Molina's face unless they included it from Spider-Man 2. So, there you go. Yeah, I think they did the same thing with Andrew Garfield. Instead of it being in a No Way Home packaging, it was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, from the movie that he starred in. So I guess it's the same thing with Alfred Molina. They couldn't say No Way Home, even though a lot of people say it is from No Way Home, but you still can use him, as the Spider-Man 2 version because it basically is. So it works. And I guess the same thing for Andrew Garfield. Same thing for him. So, I mean, it still works. So, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. So, here we have Marvel Legends up top. And we have Doc Ock, as you can see. Flawlessly. Doc Ock. And you see in the back, you see Doc Ock, Marvel Legends, see Doc Ock, his accessories he comes with, alternate hands, and the two flat, I'm about to say tentacles. The tentacles is the long thing, but the end of his tentacles, I guess, I don't really know what to call them. So it's some pretty cool box art. I know a lot of people are not happy, but well, I'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, Dr. Octavius here. Looking awesome, looking snazzy. Legend series at the bottom. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so people have been complaining about the packaging, and I don't really have an issue with it. I think it's fine. I mean, would it be nice to have window packaging? Yeah, sure. So you can take a look at the figure, see what you get in before you get it. But I mean, most people pre-order figures anyway, so does that really matter? Yeah, I mean, to me, it really doesn't. I mean, you're gonna find flaws in figures no matter what. So that's just the way it is. So you got Spidey up top there. I already showed you the artwork from behind. You got the legalities nobody cares about. You got Marvel Legends at the bottom. Really nice design. You got Spider-Man 2 here at the bottom. So as you can see, Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock. So I'm going to get Doc Ock out of the packaging, and we're going to get into it, and I am excited. Just a quick heads up, guys. The other accessories are in here. So don't just open up the box and open up the figure and, you forget about this because they taped it here at the bottom. So that is his other bottom tentacles. So his other accessories is inside. This is at the bottom of the box. So just don't forget about that. Okay, so I got Doc Ock out of packaging, and he is awesome. First impressions, I'm looking at him. He is awesome. He is fantastic. It is not easy me getting him. Like, everybody's right about the tentacles. They're very stiff. But I don't have an issue with that. Mostly. And I'll explain why. I don't have an issue with it because when when they're loose and floppy, you can't really get the tentacles into a nice dynamic position like you would want. I mean, you could, but it'd be difficult for it to hold. It'd be difficult for the tentacles to hold that position. So, um, Marvel Legends needed to make these tentacles nice, tight, and stiff. So I get why they did it. I get why. And it was the right choice. It was smart because actually I do prefer it this way. However, trying to bend these tentacles and trying to get them in the position that I want them to be in is not easy, especially trying to do it on camera. It is not easy. So you got to take the good a little bit with the bad. But like I said, I still wouldn't have it any other way. So, um, and also I gave y'all that tip showing y'all the inside of the box where the other tentacle pieces are because it's at the bottom. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers miss it. A lot of YouTubers missed it. Some of them figured it out during the video. They was like, oh, because they looked at the box and they saw that it was supposed to be an extra pair of tentacles, and they was like, okay, well, where is it? And then they looked, and then they saw the pieces at the bottom. So that's how I knew about it, because I probably would have missed it too. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, but it can be an easy miss. So that's why I just wanted to help you guys out. In case if you get this figure, just know that those extra pieces are at the bottom. The other pieces are inside with the figure, and it's all taped up and everything. So yeah, so let's get into the figure. So Doc Ock is outstanding. These tentacles are outstanding. His outfit is outstanding. His likeness is very good. It's not one for one hit Alfred Molina, but it's as close as you're going to get, and it's very well done. Once again, Marvel Legends must love Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, and Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland, but Tobey Maguire, I don't know. Tobey Maguire is the one head sculpt that they did not do that well with. But Doc Ock, yes. My glasses are kind of like rising up a little bit. So you can see his eyes, about my camera, you can see his eyes through the glasses. That's really nice. Really nice touch, really well done. Like I said, the sculpting of his head is really good. I like it. I like it a lot. It looks like Alfred Molina. Like I said, not one for one, not identical, but it does look like him. The likeness is definitely there. The sculpting of his hair is really good. I like that. He kind of has a bowl cut. Kind of like reminiscent of the comic books, you know? And his jacket is really nice. You see the buttons there. That's really good. See the buttons there. You see the jacket, wrinkles and creases. Even has nice fabric and material there. That is nice. That gets brownie points. His shirt also has the material as well. You get brownie points for that as well. He's wearing a turtleneck, which a lot of people have pointed out he did not wear that in Spider-Man 2. He wore it in No Way Home. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. You can use this Doc Ock as either or, Spider-Man 2 display or No Way Home. It doesn't really matter. Let's see the inside of his jacket there. There's a separate piece. That's nice. He even got pockets inside there. Really cool. See the inside of his shirt. You see that metal plate there that holds his tentacles and his spine. It's really cool. It's really awesome. You see his pants. Nice wrinkles in his pants. You see his boots. His boots are nice. See the back of his jacket, the back of the tentacles. And a lot of people pointed this out. I saw other reviews on YouTube, and they're absolutely right. This looks fantastic. It looks incredible. You see the rip in his coat where the tentacles come out. You can see the rip. That is really cool. You can see it there as well. You can see the rip. It's really awesome. That is awesome. You get extra brownie points for that. That is outstanding. And so these tentacles here are not articulated. I mean, you can move them side to side, move it around, but they not. You can't like bend them and articulate them. But I like the red in there. I like the red. And I like that they added the red inside the bottom of the tentacle. Now these are articulated, so you can articulate them. And for those of you who have watched Spider-Man 2, they'll be talking to him. They'll be like moving and talking to him like that. So that's really cool. Or you could just use it to stab Spider-Man. So you can open it up, open it all the way out like that. And the same thing with this. You can open it all the way out, which is cool. And these tentacles are very articulated. I'll move it around so you could stretch it all the way out. As you can see, that's how far you could stretch it out. Or you could, sit it up straight. You could bend it around. You could twist it, move it. You could bend it to your heart's desire, have you so choose. As you can see. And so out of the packaging, he comes with his fisted hands, of course. Out of the packaging, he comes with his fist. And he's a little top heavy, but he can stand. He definitely can stand on his own. You just gotta watch how you stand in him. So he comes with these open hands, these open grip hands. It's good for posability. Also, he comes with these. Now these are going to be interesting. So I'm going to try to use these and get him to stand on these. So I'm going to try that out and see what happens. So stay tuned, guys. Let's see if I can get this done. Hey, you guys, this is really hard. And I know it looks ridiculous. He looks silly. I'm so sorry, but it is really hard. I see what people on YouTube are saying. So that's his tentacles up there. But it's really hard. He's top heavy. First of all, he's top heavy, especially when you try to get him to stand on these. And as you can see, I barely did it. He's barely holding. He might fall over like any minute, but that was the best I could do. I tried doing like everything else. I tried, but it was really hard. It was really hard. So kudos to all the people. Shout out to them that can make this work. I mean, I give it to Marvel Legends for doing this. It's very cool that they did that, but it is difficult to get him to stand and balance on that thing like that. That is difficult. So that was the best I could do. I tried my best, and that was the best I could do. So just, I guess, a little small example of how Doc Ock will look standing on these tentacles. Yeah, you guys, I did it from kind of another angle. I moved him a little bit, so I kind of did it from another angle, as you can see. Tentacles up there. So I tried to do it from another angle, but still pretty much the same thing. This is as best as I could do. So yeah, so let's continue on with the review. All right, so Doc Ock back on the ground. I'm displaying him with his open hands now. So, I kind of wanted to make it look like he's petting his tentacles or he's talking to them or something like that. So this is a really cool figure. This is a really outstanding figure. There are some issues with it. There are some gripes that I have that I will get into once I get into my final rating. But let's continue to let's continue on with the review. And so this took some mighty effort, but it's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So the fact that you can pose your Spidey like this, your Tobey Maguire, with your Doc Ock, recreating scenes from Spider-Man 2. This is just really awesome. This is just the creme de la creme. This is just the icing on the sweet ass cake. And I'm just so happy I got this figure. It's This is really, really awesome. This is really awesome. And the fact that you can do this is really freaking sweet. And it's really awesome. I just can't say that enough. This figure is outstanding. So let's continue on with the review. All right, so let's get into articulation for Mr. Alfred Molina, aka Doc Ock. So his head can go all the way around, left, right. He has a lot of attitude, a lot of tilt. Head can look up very good amount. He can look down pretty good amount as well. Arms can go, let's see how far out his arms can go. If I can get it, it's stiff, but I think I can get it. All right, his arms can go out about that much. You can do full rotation all the way around. He doesn't have, okay, I can't get this arm to bend unless I'm doing it wrong. I can't get this arm to bend. Okay, I can get this arm to bend. All right, fine. Anyway, so like I said, it can go all the way around. It can go out. I don't think this has a butterfly joint. Or if it does, it's not really much it can do. The figure is pinless. He's pinless in his arms and legs. I haven't mentioned that with my other figures like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and a few other figures I have, because I don't really pay attention to that with the pinless joints. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but I don't really pay much attention to it. Anyway, so he has a above 90 degrees in the elbow, no bicep swivel. Well, no, he does have a bicep swivel. I'm sorry, I apologize. Bicep swivel, about 90 degrees in the elbow, single bend at the elbow. He does have, let me get this tentacle out of the way. He does have full rotation and hinge. His abdomen, I mean, okay, in his waist, he has a swivel that you can move all the way around or side to side as you so choose. That's about it for the waist. Oh, that material is separate pieces in there. I didn't realize that. Cool. All right, he can kick up about that much. He does have a thigh swivel. He can kick back about that much. He does have double jointed knees. And he does have, he doesn't have boot rotation. Okay, but his foot can hinge up and it can hinge down, and he does have ankle pivot. So, and the piece fell out. So, Doc Ock has good articulation, and you'll be able to get him in a lot of great poses as you so choose. But like I said, these tentacles are really tight. And also when I articulate, oh, there's another thing. These pieces come out fairly easily. They come out a lot. So I just reattached it there. But these pieces come out a lot. So be careful of that. Be wary of that. And as tight as the tentacles are, they like to go back in their own position. Like when you move it around, it kind of like the tentacles, I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but it wants to move in the opposite direction from where you moved it. So it's almost like it's warped. It's not, at least I don't think it is, but it does try to move. Like you kind of have to fight it a little bit, you know. You kind of got to work with it a little bit. So that's just, that's just pretty much that. So I'm about to get into size comparisons, and then we'll get ready to wrap up this video because it's long enough, which I do apologize. All right, so we have Spidey, Tobey Maguire, and Miles Morales paired next to Dr. Octavius, looking good. And we have unmasked Tobey next to Doc Ock, Now, both of these figures I got from Hasbro Pulse. Both of these figures are from Hasbro Pulse. I pre-ordered both of them, so I usually don't pre-order a lot of figures, but that just goes to show you how much I wanted these two figures, especially Doc Ock. So yeah, and they both have pinless joints. Like I said before, a lot of figures I didn't really mention that with, but you know. And here's Doc Ock next to J. Jonah Jameson, Big Mouth, Loudmouth Jameson, and Mary Jane, which that looks pretty cool as well. So you can mix your comic book with, with your MCU figures. And if you want to get your Sinister Six on, you can do that as well. I couldn't find my Mysterio, so I subbed in Lizard instead. But you got Electro, Lizard, Rhino, Craven, Shocker, and Doc Ock. Or you got Scorpion. I couldn't find my Scorpion either, so it's in my it's in my storage somewhere. So yeah, so you can do that as well. And as you can see, this is pretty cool. Alright, so I apologize again, guys, for this review being so long, but I'm going to cap it off right here. So the final rating I'm going to give Doc Ock is a 8.5 out of 10. I want to give him higher. He definitely deserves it for everything that Marvel Legends included. I think he has the perfect amount of accessories. He doesn't need any more, any less. So that's good. The accessories are good. The accessories that helps him stand up, I think is it's complicated. It's a cool feature, and I'm glad that Marvel Legends included it. But it's very difficult to do, and he's top heavy with the tentacles, so it's hard to display him like that. I mean, you can, it is doable. I just had a very hard time doing it. So, and I'm probably not going to use that to display him. I'm probably just going to display him on the ground like this. So that's how I feel about that. His fisting is good. Like I said, his accessories are good. Um, the the tentacles, the open part of the tentacles, the ones that are already sculpted without movement are good. No issues. They plug in, they plug out easily. The problem with the other tentacles that open and close, the pieces are very loose and they fall out a lot. So that's a problem as well. But besides that, it's a very solid figure. Paint, sculpt, everything is really solid. This is a very, very good figure. It's an excellent figure. I mean, I'm giving it 8.5 because, there's some things about it I'm not really that fond of. But overall, this is a very, very solid figure, and he is definitely worth a pickup. If you're a fan of Spider-Man 2, if you're a fan of No Way Home, if you're a fan of Alfred Molina's portrayal on Dr. Octopus, which personally I think his portrayal is the best portrayal, then yeah, I definitely say that this figure is definitely worth a pickup. And he fell over. I was trying to pose him, and he fell over. But yeah, so he's definitely worth a pickup. And little side story. I know this video is long as God knows what, but when I was a Spider-Man fan growing up, Spider-Man the animated series was my thing. That was my go-to. And that portrayal of Dr. Octopus was memorable for me. It was good, but I was like, oh, he's a cool villain, he's alright. But Green Goblin was always my favorite villain, even in Spider-Man animated series. But when I saw Spider-Man 2, the movie, that's what made me a Doc Ock fan. Like, that is what made me a Dr. Octopus fan. I was reading Spider-Man comics, but I haven't read that many stories with Doc Ock at that time. But there's a lot of great stories on Dr. Octopus in the comic books, and I love them. But Alfred Molina's portrayal is just so memorable to me. I remember watching Spider-Man 2 and being just blown away by his performance. I mean, it's the reason why Spider-Man 2 is probably one of the best comic book, if not the best comic book movie of all time. I know that's debated with The Dark Knight, but I don't know. I think Spider-Man 2 just might be the greatest superhero movie of all time. But yeah, Alfred Molina made Doc Ock cool. Like that's when I took notice and I was like, yeah, like Doc Ock is he's the shit. Like he's the man. So yeah, that's my little side story there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And this has been my review of the Marvel Legends, Spider-Man 2, No Way Home, Doc Ock. Until next time, guys. See ya.